Well, guys, we made it to the end of the documentary. After filming all the film genres in every single shot of the movie and screening it to the world, we just have some final thoughts before we go. Let's get right into it.
I liked shooting all of what we shot. I'm really happy that Josh kept in the points that me and Brandon do. That's a reference to something that I care about, and it made me laugh, and I was happy that we got it in there. The whole running sequence that we shot at Bassett Tower, the elevator bit with Josh's cameo, all that, we had a ton of fun. When we pretend to barely fit through the elevator doors, that's very funny. Because when I watch it, I'm like, that's so silly. It doesn't even look like we're stuck. It doesn't even make sense.
Okay, so this shot was shot in 2020, and this shot was shot in 2022. Crazy, right? And then all the titles are cool at the end because all the titles have all the genres that we went through in order. So action, horror, film noir, western, and sci-fi at the end. With my title sequence, it turns into sci-fi. That's referencing the gun at the end. The credit sequence is so cool. Like, it's like reminding the audience, like, oh wow, like I watched all that crazy stuff in that short amount of time. That's pretty cool.
By the time we got to the last things that we shot, me and Brandon, Josh's setup was like 5 seconds. Like, just here's the light, here's the camera, here's the audio. All right, let's go. Like, it was, because I remember the first thing we shot for this, it took like 35 years to get the camera set up. Maybe the funniest stuff is the back half of the film for me and Brandon. I remember shooting in the office, that first moment we like bust into the office and we pile into the chairs like we're slamming into each other. We keep bumping the table that the camera's on. You see the camera shake, and I think that the take that's in the film is the least shaky take that we got of that.
All right, Mr. Pastrami, we're ready for the pitch.
Every movie that gets made, whether it's the biggest blockbuster on planet Earth and they have all the money and the resources in the world, or it's the cheapest homemade video you've seen, every movie that's made is a miracle that it gets finished, even the bad ones. So when they come out good, it's like even more miraculous. The whole thing came out better than I expected. Not that I expected it to be bad, just, when you're making movies, it can get a little dicey, like you can get nervous. Props to everybody on the film, that everybody does a great job. Especially Fahad, to see him play all those genres. And then he has to play them funny, because really, we're not really making an action movie, a horror movie, a film noir, a western. We're making a comedy that is playing into those genres. It's always a pleasure for me to work with Brandon. We've been friends for a long time, so it's just that back and forth. It's easy for us to get into those types of characters.
Yeah, this film was an amazing experience. Like, I put everyone that was special to me in this time of my life in the film. That's just what I usually do. I did it same thing in high school, and I did the same thing I guess this is my post-college film. So basically, this scene was shot with the Edelkrone system. It's a motion control system. You can press a button and it moves by itself. It's actually really hard to use. It's probably pretty inconvenient to use. It kind of messes up a lot. So basically, the camera was pushing in, and then we were rack focusing with the Tilta Nucleus Nano.
The first day we were shooting, Josh had just gotten this new tripod. That was like this big industrial tripod. It took like 45 minutes to set this thing up. And then there was a shot where Josh wanted to use the slider, and then it's like, okay, now we have to shut down for like 45 minutes while we take the camera off the tripod and then put the slider on the tripod and then attach the camera to the slider attachment and then put that on the slider. And then we got to pull focus because at that time the camera he was using we needed to manually pull focus. That's how crazy this is. Because Josh always has like the latest and greatest that he can get his hands on. So at the beginning of this process, the camera he had did not have autofocus that worked in a way that was beneficial to us, and so everything we just had to pull focus manually. Within the 3 years that we made the film, then the camera he has now, the autofocus is some of the most incredible like stuff I've ever seen technically on a camera. It's amazing. Just seeing the way that the tech that we have used from the beginning of this process to the end of this process.
I can show you guys the camera that we filmed on. So basically, these shots were filmed in 2020 with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. These shots were filmed with the Sony a7S III in 2021. And then in 2022, these shots were filmed with the Sony a7S III as well. And then these shots were filmed in 2022 with the Ronin 4D, the Western scene. And in 2023, We filmed the office scene, the Greg Sestero scene, and the film noir scene, all with the Ronin 4D.
It was a lot of hard work and a lot of time. We had put in 3 years to complete this film, and you can tell when you see it. You can truly tell. My hat's off to Josh, and I've always believed in him, and I've always believed in our crew. I always say that it's always bigger, it's always going to be better, and the sky's the limit for us. It really is.
Quick side note before I get back to the video. After these interviews were filmed, we actually happened to win 2 film festivals, actually. That was really cool. So the story behind that is we had entered this local film festival and we had got accepted, but actually we honestly didn't have any expectations going into this. We just we're just gonna put it in, and hopefully everyone likes it, because honestly, a lot of the times comedies don't really win film festivals. It's usually the dramas, honestly, or horrors. It's not usually comedies. So when they announced our film, it was really awesome. It was like, wait, what? It was pretty cool. I got up on stage and talked, and it was just an awesome experience. It was cool because I didn't expect to win, and I brought the poster actually, and everyone signed it, and it was really cool just to have that memory of everyone signing the poster. It's cool just to, that was the last time that everyone was together from that cast. It was that premiere. So I was like, guys, we got to take a group picture, and it was cool. It was awesome. A couple months later, we had entered the Las Cruces Film Festival. Again, I had no expectations, because this one is actually even more hard to win, because this festival usually doesn't choose winners from the local region. They usually pick winners from overseas or just other states. When they announced that I won Best Director, I was like, wait, what? Like, really? Like, oh, okay. That's amazing.
Director is the one in charge, the one with a vision. The winner for Best Director, it says a film cafe, a cinematic.
So obviously I share this award with my whole team, because this is a team effort. My partner Alexi is in the audience. She's my producer. I couldn't have done it without her, and all of my whole team. This film project took 3 years to make, 20 terabytes, a lot of locations. The first thing that I ever wrote that I didn't know where to film. But we didn't know what to film, so we said, let's just film all movies and put it all in one as our demo reel, so that's what we did. And when you see the gyro logo, it's the purple atom. Our goal with this is, if parents see the gyro logo, they can know that they can rest assured that they can take their kids to see it, because we don't put any inappropriate scenes in it, no cussing or anything, and that's just kind of what we do, because it's just like it's just what we believe in. But we are, if you want to see this film, it's going to be online in about a month, gyrostudios.net or YouTube channel Gyro Studios. Thank you so much.
Did not realize that I was going to win that, and it's not like anything crazy, honestly, to brag about, but it was just cool, like, to get a recognition. I never had that before in terms of anything like that. So I got up on stage and I was like, well, I didn't expect this to happen, guys, and then I just thanked everyone because it was awesome. So this is the thing that I got from that film festival, and I had never really gotten an award. I mean, I have, but not Best Director, and here you go. This is how it looks. So honestly, it was really cool. That was a really good memory for us, just to see the full circle. And this film did take a long time to make, but honestly, that's better than what most films can say. A lot of films just don't get completed. We just stuck to our guns, and just throughout the years, just like, yes, one day it's going to be finished, one day it's going to be finished, and it was finished. And it came out great. It came out great. Throughout all the trials and tribulations, the computer would be too slow to render the footage. I had to replace the computer. The hard drives would crash, and then I would have to recover the hard drive through data recovery. That we would run out of hard drive space. We were at 40 terabytes at one point of hard drive space. It was just ridiculous. And that was just for this film only. I spent thousands of dollars on cameras, and then they just didn't work. At the end of the day, it got done, and that's what matters. Honestly, that's what matters. Ever since then, all of our projects after that have just taken like a couple months to complete. So honestly, this film was probably a one-time situation for things that were just out of our control. Just so many reasons that it took so long that probably will never happen again, because those are very specific situations. But yeah, it's cool to see the timeline of events in order from start to finish throughout this documentary series, and hopefully you guys got something out of this. I mean, it was really cool to share this experience with you guys. A lot of these stories just get buried and never get told, so it's cool to just finally tell this story, even though it's a little weird, very strange, and all over the place, but I'm glad that I could tell it. And with that being said, let's get back to the team for their final words.
I want to thank everybody who was involved with this project, everybody who provided costumes, locations, our cast and our crew. You guys are all vital members of our team, and we love you guys. And I want to especially thank all of our viewers many, many times. So hopefully you stick around and you see what's going to come up from us next.
I want to thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart, and I know I can speak for everyone else who's part of making this film. I want to thank you deeply for supporting us, for watching the film, for sharing it from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. I don't think you know how much it means to us.
Okay, then you have a longer one.
Thank you for coming out here and to watch this film. And if you haven't seen it yet, you're in for a crazy ride.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the Film Cafe, for supporting the Film Cafe. It's really hard to make movies. The thing that makes it worth it in the end, at least for me, is when an audience gets to see it with us, the people who made it. It's just fun to watch, and it's fun to see all the hard work pay off. So thank you for supporting the film, and we'll see you at the Film Cafe.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much to everyone who has watched this all the way through. Hope you guys enjoyed this behind the scenes experience, and thank you for supporting us. And with all that said, keep filming, guys. See you later.